Have you ever dreamed of watching the love of your life walk towards you, dressed beautifully in all white? Or have you ever imagined just walking through a rose petal covered path within an extravagantly decorated church, just nearing the aisle that would soon allow you to merge your future with the person that you love? Well, I haven't. To be honest with you all, marriage for me is something very distant into the future. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do have my dreams. I dream of working my dream career. I dream of spending lots of time and having fun with my friends and family and my little doggos. Maybe a boyfriend can fit into the picture, but a husband, no. At least, not yet. So I guess we can all safely come to the conclusion that our topic for today is not something I am familiar with, because clearly I haven't really given it the deep thought until now. However, I do think that this is a topic that we should discuss more often. So here it is. The question of the day: should divorce be legalized in the Philippines? A year ago, the Manila Times have published an article written by a few senior high school students. These individuals disagree with the legalization of divorce because of a few reasons, mainly the negative effect on the children involved, the increased risk of families breaking apart or falling apart, and the tarnishing of the sanctity of marriage itself. Now, if you come across someone who also doesn't agree with the legalization of divorce, if they are against divorce, usually their reasoning is the same or similar to the one I just mentioned. But let me tell you something. Did you know that the Philippines and the Vatican are the only two sovereign states in the world where divorce is illegal? Yeah. Even Spain, the root of Christianity, and basically every other country or state out there, Christian or Catholic or not, have all implemented divorce and are clearly benefiting from it. Now, I know what some of you all want to tell me, but Jerry, just because everybody's doing it doesn't mean that we should too. And I agree that bandwagoning is a definite no no, but think, why are all these countries implementing divorce? If you compare their customs and beliefs regarding Catholic and Christian practices are not so different than ours in the Philippines, aside from the fact that, they have divorce. So the fear that divorce would spoil the teachings of the church is invalid. Sorry to tell you. Not really sorry. Anyway, since we're past that, allow me to tell you an obvious truth. Nobody can see the future. Yes, people nowadays are more empathic, they are more knowledgeable about the signs of healthy and unhealthy relationships. However, toxic relationships or bad relationships are still not completely avoidable. Yes, it's normal for couples to fight and to argue. It's also normal for them to resolve their issues and overcome these hurdles together. However, not everything works out in the end, no matter how much one would want it to. What if after a few years of marriage, you and your partner just have to accept that you're just not compatible with each other? What if one of you doesn't love the other anymore? Or what if you're just both unhappy and your family's unhappy? And in the worst case scenario, what if the marriage has gone so bad that it's not safe anymore? Would you continue to force yourself, your spouse, and your children to live in an environment that's unhealthy, unhappy, and potentially unsafe? Do not let your children grow up in a household where they would have to constantly hear their parents arguing. Prioritize them and protect them and shower them with love. The only way to do that is with a healthy state of mind, away and outside of a toxic household. I guess by now it's pretty obvious which side I stand on. I just think that no one should have to live unhappy lives just because they are bound to an unhappy marriage. People should be able to acknowledge a failed marriage and be able to separate properly and completely without having to make excuses or without having to blame each other just to declare the marriage void or invalid. So, back to the question of the day, should divorce be legalized in the Philippines? I firmly believe that it should. What about you?